At the Manx Museum tonight, the first of a series of what Mr. Tier and co are going to be taking around the Isle of Man, talking about pensions, social security, everything that will interest probably the elder or older population of the Isle of Man. In fact, coming in here tonight, Mr. Tier, there's a queue outside waiting to get in. You're probably quite delighted to hear about that.
Well, I'm pleased, but this really is, or should be, of interest to all sections of our community, from the very youngest up to the more senior members of our society.
And that's the point, isn't it? Because people, when they're young, don't think about their pensions, do they?
No, it'll never happen to me. I'll be all right. And they keep putting things off. Yet they're making decisions about their careers, they're making decisions about their lifestyles, settling down, families and everything else. So I can understand how they won't be looking at what happens to them in their retirement. But what we're doing is trying to encourage them to participate in the debate so that we have balanced views from all sections of our society.
Are you softening people up? Are you going to give them what you want to do? I mean, or are you looking for ideas?
No, this is very much, we're presenting the basic background, the picture, how we got there, the pressures that we're facing, and some of the higher level options that we have. Now, what I want to do tonight is, and for the other 3 nights that we'll be having presentations, is to actually set the scene. Now, we'll be following this with a public consultation exercise, but what we learn from people over the next 4 nights will help us to frame the consultation. So we'll see tonight and the other nights what works in effect and what doesn't work. What doesn't work will finish on the cutting room floor, and what does work we'll build on. So it's really a bit of a trial.
You're using the voting system again, which was criticised heavily, really, for the big debate, with the questions being so, to use that term, bleeding obvious, what the answer was going to be for a lot of people.
Well, we don't feel that these are loaded. What we're trying to do is...
So the other ones were loaded, do you think, a bit?
I don't think that these are loaded. Right. I think that these are balanced and give people the opportunity to make their views known. But what we have done is we've put a series of breakpoints in the presentation which will enable people just to stop, ask questions, test their understanding before we move on, and hopefully that'll make it easier for them to press the right button from their point of view on the voting.
And you've gone back to open invitation rather than sending out letters in the post. Do you think this is going to be better for you or worse?
I don't know. Certainly there was completely different feedback from those meetings in the big debate where we had an invited audience. Where we had open audience, the results were different in a way, and also the makeup, the age structure of the audiences were different as well. In the invited audiences, we had much wider age range for those who came off their own volition, as it were. It tended to be the older section of the community. So what we're trying to do is to get everybody to participate in something which is a once-in-a-generational decision.
And with your hand on your heart, you're saying this could affect your future policy, depending what people say to you.
It is, because basically there's nothing that we have decided. We're presenting the options. But one thing that we have decided is doing nothing is not an option.